Hello, hello, welcome back. A familiar face here, Pooble here, and well, we gave you a little treat. We had a little cast on Thursday, and we're hoping for no more technical issues. And I'm joined by Velocity here on my left, I believe, because it's flipped. Le oh, either way, I'm pointing to him now. Pointing to him. No, I'm not pointing to him now. I love flip cameras. Okay, so Lewis, I know you've not exactly had the most sort of experience here, but we have a very good matchup ahead of us. The two MVG teams. So I mean, surely we're going to have a quite a close matchup here with a little bit of passion behind it, some feelings, a bit of a grudge match. Low bracket semis, I think. This determines the final four, so very high stakes matchup. Quarterfinals. And yeah, and as you said, it's quarterfinals. It's very serious matchup here because only the top three teams in this cup get that cash prize. And as I mean, I'm sure the teams will say part of this is just for the experience, for the fun, getting their name out there. But I think we can agree money's very nice here, and to get paid for your efforts throughout this entire cup, it's something you definitely want. And well, we were talking about who we thought were going to win, but we've had a community vote, so we can gather up now. We can see what some of you thought was going to win. What team you guys have as the winners coming out of this match. So we should be having a community vote coming up very soon. Last time I oh. So we have this vote coming up now. Last time I checked, I think MVG Germany were the ones that just edged ahead when I checked. I personally think it favors a bit of MVG Germany, as you were saying, but UK certainly could come up there. I think although that German team has performed better, we've seen upsets down here, so could certainly happen.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. So, in terms of a caster vote, then, in your opinion, obviously you've probably seen a lot more of these teams than I have. This is only my second cast on ESA. Who do you think out of this matchup is going to win?
Well, I missed out on groups. I only joined around playoffs, but Germany, they did have a good, strong run. They got through the upper bracket fairly confidently. Eventually, they did fall to Minions, but Minions did look quite unstoppable in their upper bracket run. Meanwhile, UK, they did go that lower bracket quite early, but they've had a complete rampage down there. But overall, just in terms of stamina, I'd say I'd give it to Germany. They've just not played as many maps here. They've still got strats that have been hidden. They've overall just got more energy. There's less for the UK team to work on. But that being said, these teams do likely scrim each other a lot, both being under that MVG brand. So we could certainly see a lot of these matchups being used here. I don't think we're going to get this community vote on the stream, so
Yeah. So
but
looking from my opinion, and obviously I've only ever seen UK play, so I've got to be biased to the UK side, haven't I?
yeah, I want to see Germany, but you know, coronation coming up. I gotta be all patriotic.
We've got to be patriotic, don't we?
So it's MVG UK taking this. I think I've got a track record of great predictions in this lower bracket. As anyone who was watching yesterday saw, I definitely did not predict that we would not go to map 3, and then the team I thought would win lost in map 3. But I'm just kind of a genius besides that anyway.
Speaking of maps, then, what maps are we going on today? Looks like we are starting on Oregon for today. Not sure where we are moving off to after that.
Oregon Sky. So
Oregon, Sky, and then what? And then I'm not sure what the decider is. And then CAF is the decider. I've just pulled up the map bands.
So overall, what are your thoughts on those maps, particularly seeing Sky kind of sticking out like a bit of a sore thumb between two very default maps there?
My opinion, Sky is one of those maps where they've chosen it one or two ways because they've chosen it because it was the only half decent map left, or they know how to play it. And it's going to be
Hmm.
one of those two ways, and there's never no in between. They're either a very 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 confident team, and it should be an easy win for them, or it's the only kind of good map that was left on in the map pool. So it's going to be a bit of a in between mixed game, um, or mixed map. Sorry.
Yeah, and
But
Sky,
obviously, myself coming from sort of the PC side of things,
hmm.
Sky's a very, very good map to play, especially in quite a high stakes map like this, because obviously you've got one team that might not be particularly confident on it, and then obviously it's kind of just spirals from there.
Yeah, and I think in theory we should be seeing that map one be going very close because Oregon, it is just one of those bread and butter maps. Every team should know how to play it. You think if they've got this
Yeah.
far, they should be
As
pretty sound on that. But as you said, getting onto Sky, where it's kind of feast or famine with these teams,
yeah,
we could potentially see this series sway one way or another.
most
But then
definitely.
going back onto Cafe, Cafe could sort of be a bit of a lifeline there because it is one of those much more older maps, not really been touched in years, so teams should know how to deal with it. But I mean, why not even get there? If it does lead one way in those two maps, we could just have a very quick night ahead of us. Especially if,
Yeah,
as you
but
said, that skyscraper does just go incredibly one-sided. Having a bit of fun with this overlay here, but as you can see, the maps are banned out here, and there
Oregon
we
is
go.
just one of those. Oregon is just one of those maps where it's where giants go to die, and especially in the
Hmm.
PC scene. Obviously, I don't know much about the console scene. I never really played much console competitive, so it's certainly one of those maps where giants go to die. And I mean, it's going to be such a good map to catch. I mean, personally, especially with my team that obviously we play, we have two
Self-promo.
casters in it. I'm not going to say the name. We have two casters in it, myself and one other, and we literally have a pact to ban Oregon when we're being streamed because it is so damn boring. However, I think in a high stakes game like this, it's going to be such a good map to play because anyone can play Oregon in comp. It's just going to be such a good and interesting map to play. But nonetheless, let's not worry about too much what can happen. Let's see what can happen in this match that's going to be happening just in front of us, and you'll be seeing on your screen in just one moment.
Yep, we're going to Oregon, going to America, and we should have a very, very close matchup here. The two MVG teams going to war. It's brand warfare on ESA Cup right now.
Walking into this matchup. I think we're going to see some funny moments, some serious moments, and just overall, it's going to be a good matchup. Anyway, then map bands, sorry, operator bands. What are we expecting from this side then?
I'd really expect the Nook ban to come out, but we see that Montagne ban, a very annoying operator, can be a sticking point for the defense. But if you
It's
play
very
around it,
understandable.
it can also sort of be to the detriment of the attack. That being said, the
Yeah,
defending side of MVG UK just don't even want to risk that. They don't want to
no.
risk this human drone
But I
marching
can
in, getting that
also
intel.
I can understand the Monty ban. It's quite clear from that Monty ban it's going to be an indication of they're going to maybe be trying to play quite aggressive on elbow when they obviously go down to the basement, because obviously Monty's quite used quite often to bring out anyone on that basement side. Um, Flores though, and an Azami ban coming out here, which are quite standard bans. I mean, Azami not as much. Flores we see quite a lot because he can get rid of any utility needed, and Azami obviously because I mean her Kiva barriers are far too OP for anyone to play against.
Yeah, and just on that point, the Azami barrier is especially even more potent when that Flores is off the board. So a lot of times, if a team wants to ban that Flores, they kind of feel forced to ban that Azami just to give them a chance to get into the site. And Solace would be that last defensive ban, a very strong operator, the ability to destroy those drones, see them through the floors, walls. It gives so much intel to the defense, and it can really just swing the round because you could get a great idea of where the attacking team's pushing, if they're vulnerable, if they have their flanks covered. We've seen very good flanking maneuvers with that Solace intel being played in these previous matchups, so just slightly lessens the bite of the defense here.
Yeah, well, as we said, off to basement first. I don't know if you said that or not, but we are off to laundry first. And looking at this setup from the side of MVG UK. I mean, I think I've called it. We're going to see like we're going to be seeing quite an aggressive sort of elbow blue side. Also, we have the smoke to bring the deployable shield. That's obviously going to go on blue. Where else would it go? We also have the mirror that could be going on. That could go on the E-box wall, and then obviously it should go on to should go into the closet wall as well. But nonetheless, haven't been placed just yet, and mirror is AFK. In fact,
I think they're trying to zone out that attacking push, where it's coming from. They've got them in pockets. They can see where the attack wants to go into the building from. It's a very dynamic defense. We've seen mirrors sometimes do this, just tailor-making that defense towards the attack. Quite sort of odd, because usually, of course, it's the attack that have to really focus on that defense and construct their push around the defense. But you know, Max here, he's staying available, staying open. We do see the mirror on E-box and closet like you first predicted. But there was also a possibility if there was a heavy freezer push, perhaps they could just put it on freezer, really scare off the attack, force them to go somewhere else. But we didn't necessarily see that here. It's still very default, just an overall really default setup here, and a lot of peace and quiet as we end this first minute of the match.
Yeah, well, it's going to look to clear out the room as fast as possible. The warden obviously playing upstairs in armory, as we can see. Diana, though, is aware of the position. He was shooting the drone, getting rid of it, but does find himself taken down. That's Yamming. Does find himself taken down by Ollie. Now moves off to T1. T2, sorry.
I thought there was a wallbang coming in, but there were just holes made up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that too as well.
I thought it was a great little prediction there, but Ollie has managed to get back to site. Caesar getting very aggressive on that green corridor, and he plays it.
Great shot.
Gets a pick with the SMG, brings out the shotgun, but can't win against the pre-fire. 3 versus 4 in favor of the UK side, and well, MVG Germany have finally gotten this ground floor control, but at what cost?
Most definitely. I mean, two players out, and one of which, well, their only hard breacher. Sorry, I thought they brought 2, but one of which is their only hard breacher, which that is the Habana or Botcho, which is quite a significant, kill for the side of MVG UK, and a lot of damage goes on to Rob, but does make it away just with his life. Capital is going to be looking to push down into laundry. Isn't really being watched at the moment, but the warden just does play behind the shield and does just manage to get a glimpse of him. To shield from blue been moved onto laundry machines, or whatever we call that there. One smoke goes out, but 2 actual smokes go to block any line of sight. Rob is playing behind the box in laundry, and can be quite devastating if he's not droned, but Capital finds himself taken down, but so does the ESA. Now it's a 1 versus 4 for MVG Germany, and Rob closes out the round.
Yeah, they just didn't have an answer for that warden. The firebolt came out, dislodging from the shield, but with all the smokes going out, he had more than enough security to just reposition, use that gadget, and just completely shut down that attack. They relied a little bit too heavily on that utility, and with nothing to counter Ollie on that pick, or I think it was was it Ollie? Still on warden?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that was Ollie, yes.
Ollie just had free reign to cut down all of those attackers, a triple kill on the round. Great from him there, and it was a very good defense. It wasted a lot of time, and it also wasted a lot of the attackers' lives. 2 men down in the clear for virtually nothing. They eventually got that trade, but we're going to be needing to see a bit of a faster pace from Germany if they want to get these attacking wins on the board.
Yeah, I mean, MVG UK Germany did really struggle to clear out the roam presence. I mean, we saw a great play from Caesar, you did just see on your screen from the replay. We didn't comment on it, but it was an amazing play from Caesar, and it's devastating that he didn't get the kill, because that really would have been a great start for him. He's definitely one to be watching. He's definitely one to watch throughout this matchup.
Yeah, on that SAS operator, not sure if he was smoke or mute last time, but very aggressive with an SMG-11, and the shots rang out well. He gets that pick in meeting. He really shouldn't have gotten away with it. Taking advantage of the surprise of the mute playing on that ground floor when all that top floor had been taken by the attack, but he played his positions well, and it worked out in the end. And we're seeing a quite more fast clear here from the German side. They get onto T2, they have the Maverick to open up attic if needed, but Nomad rotates around to that satellite window there, splitting their push here, partly from master bedroom, partly from attic. But, well, Zelo gets that ace charge in, no real aggression coming from Ollie, and this is a much faster attack coming here. Ace already in trophy, aggressing onto site very early, 2 minutes left on the clock. If he can get a pick here, it will be crucial for this round win, but at the same time, he can't necessarily afford to give up his life. Being a 4 versus 5 this early on will very much hamper the attacking side, but Zelo gets a good pick onto Caesar, aggressing incredibly early, not a single Toxic Babe used, and Yannick even doubles down, gets rid of Ollie, the star player of round 1, and the breach and closet is coming out. This is looking much better for the German team here. They know how to deal with this site setup well, and 2 more kills ring out. It's a 5 versus 1. Rob alone, he has the cameras, he has the nitro cell if needed, but it looks like he's not even going to get a chance to go there. Zelo not planting on the soft floor, the nitro cell is used, the shots miss, and Rob could have had an opportunity to maybe bring this slightly more in his favour, but he missed the opportunity. Still a 5 versus 1 for Rob, and what a rejuvenation from the German side here.
I mean, we did comment and we did say the German side did need to pick things back up and needs to do it quickly. I mean, they listen to us. It's the opposite of the caster curse. They are going to try and close it out with Rob. He does take 1, but the round is closed out by the German side.
A lot of aggression, you could argue misplaced by the UK team there. Caesar on the smoke especially, swinging incredibly early, all 3 Toxic Babes in pocket. He tried to go for that shotgun kill. It's a very potent weapon at those ranges, but he just couldn't land the shots, and Zelo shut him down, and from there it was a real domino effect. Yannick getting 2 on the round, I believe. It all just culminated in this very fast push, and the UK team just weren't ready for it.
No, they really were not ready for it, were they? Nonetheless, let's see if the UK team can adapt. We're off the kids' dorm now. Top floor. Again, it's just such a default site, such a standard site. You know, and the Germany side should know how to defend this, should know how to play this correctly. Defend this or attack this, not defend this.
An interesting development here for the UK side. Caesar abandoning that smoke, giving it to Jinky instead, and he's picking that Thunderbird. And, well, coming from PC leagues, you probably don't see Thunderbird that often, but it's kind of a very well-liked operator in console. The healing ability, it gives so much more power for these bunker positions because you can just hold down angles, get that health if you take any kind of damage early on. It's just very well liked here, and Caesar was that opening death last round, so he maybe wants to pick a more frag-centered operator holding that armory position, but Ollie gets very cheeky T1. No one has spotted him, and he has seen no one. Yannick could potentially get caught off guard there, but Ollie moves away. Botcho on the backstab, however. That Nook we expected to be banned, but still left in play, just sneaks up the tower stairs and gets another opening pick for Team Germany.
This German side have really quickly and very well, is that not correct terminology? Adapted to this UK side. I mean, that's unlucky timing from Mac. He does take the pre-fire, but Zelo does just swing out on the correct time. Nade being cooked is potentially gonna get the kill here, but Caesar does just manage to dodge it as Rob finds himself taken down. Now and into that's just unlucky. Caesar down, but not out just quite yet. Shotgun in hands now up to Jinky, I think that's his name. With that shotgun in hand and a 1 versus 4, the German side have very much adapted and are proving their dominance. As we said previously, this is such just a standardized map, and you know, grenade from below does close out the round.
Yeah, unlucky for Jinky there, just a blind nade throw up above, but the round was already lost for him there. We saw the German side again with this quick aggression. It's completely different from round 1. That's 2 times now. They've got into the building much faster and they're winning these gunfights. Zelo on that ace, a real star in these rounds, attacking that trophy room. He gets 2 incredibly early picks in both rounds with that AK-12. I wasn't really liking the positioning of Caesar there either. He was off on an island in Armory, no real support structure around him, so he just gets naded out, and once he's down, he is effectively dead. The cutoff being held from satellite window, all incredibly effective there, and it just seemed like a very poorly thought out defense, to be honest, for the side of UK. They made changes, sure, from the second round, but they didn't really seem to address the problem. They didn't focus that early aggression, focus on neutering it. Germany were still really just quite easily able to enter the building, and it's really something they're gonna have to fix going on to this basement defense, because this is currently the only site they've won. They've not even been allowed to go through a 3-site rotation because, well, Games and Kids was just not a good site for them at all.
Not at all. Well, as you said, Baghdad's basement, the only site that the UK side of MVG have, in fact, won. And let's see if they can repeat the past and do that once more. And it's going to be going up to straight up to T3, and it's going to be a top-down take by the looks of things, and quite a heavy flank watch as well, considering they brought the Nomad. 3 flashes as well, so they are just going to maybe, with 6 flashes in hand and 2 frags, maybe just try and go directly to site, maybe try and rush, the 6 flashes used to burn, and then the single grenade, or the 2 grenades to just sort of catch anyone off or flush any positions out.
Caesar playing very aggressively on those tower stairs, just backs away into that Harry Potter position. Lebercook, and he's read into this aggression. He's placing down those air jabs. It's going to be incredibly difficult for Caesar to make an aggressive play here. So quite wisely with that shotgun, just holding back, waiting for the attack to make the first move. And it looks like it's going to be a flood down this hatch once they get it open. 4 members here on this green corridor position. Unsure where the 5th is. Potentially a backstab coming through, maybe through bunker, I believe, is the only place he really can be, because all 4 concentrated on this meeting position. Just trying to figure out who isn't accounted for here. It's the Yana. So the Yana is likely going to come through some kind of backstab, potentially, or they were just on T2.
It's very much a slow start from the German side as Caesar does look to push up close. He does find 1. The grenade goes out. Will he catch it? Caesar, though, he finds 2. The grenade also does catch out Caesar. Great play from Caesar. He's tried to do it once, and he tried to do it once previously in the first round. It didn't quite work out, but he's done it once again. Flashes down onto E-Box, and maybe an E-Box drop, but a Ying flash to deny any sort of sight onto the tower stairs. But I mean, as I say, that Max swings out, finds 1, does get full flash though. Rob in Laundry going to be looking into the pillar, into pillar. No one's going to be dropping down now. It's a 2 versus 4 for the German side. I mean, not really a position you want to be in, especially on the attacking side. And the diffuser is also down. What can they do?
It's really just going to be going for gunfights here. Diffuser in an incredibly difficult position, and perhaps a late rotate coming around from Botcho there. I saw him outside of tower. Ollie, meanwhile, just holding his tower stairs on lockdown. Botcho decides to go for bunker. Ollie, not quite aware of his angles there, getting caught off guard from tower stairs as Botcho has to charge through smoke. There's only 9 seconds left, and just like that, another basement win.
That was clearly MVG UK are a basement team, but wow, what a play from Caesar. You're seeing this on your screen right now as the replay, just 2 kills quick like that, but the grenade catches him off and closes him down. Just wow. What a play from him.
I'm just confused though, because German team, I'm just going to call them Team Germany and Team UK here because they're both MVG, but Team Germany, they had no opposition on that roam, but they were so static, so slow, setting up the execute for so long, and it just allowed Caesar enough comfort and enough space to creep up those tower stairs, get those 2 beautiful picks with the shotgun, and that really scarpered their round from here on out. We just couldn't see a proper response. That man deficit he caused was just insurmountable for the German side, but now's the real test. UK, they can't go to that basement side again until... well, at all this half. They're going to have to win somewhere else if they don't want a 4-2 half on their defense. We've had great basement rounds, but, well, their other defensive rounds have left a lot to be desired. They've gone to this tertiary site, not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the game site. A slightly different setup using that castle and the echo, so I'm intrigued to see how it works out. because it is an on paper weaker site, but perhaps MVG Germany won't necessarily have as much experience trying to crack it.
It's going to be certainly a interesting site. Obviously, we go off to the, as we said, the tertiary bomb site. And obviously, traditionally, the tertiary bomb site is never the strongest for either team, whether you're attacking it or defending it. Considering, obviously, it's a tertiary bomb site, so you don't really see it too much. Looks like they might just, Team UK or MVG UK are going to be looking to maybe just directly go for site. I mean, no one's really going up to tower, and as I said, Osa is going to go up to tower. But they do have to clear out this player in attic. It's going to be a big problem. All the cams are gone, and we have the camera glitch.
Yeah, we're going to hope that we can get onto a drone as it's being destroyed, but there we go. That attic position is going to need to be cleared, but Caesar playing very aggressively on this breach, or these feet holes on that meeting wall. He's played a lot of these sort of ego angles, we could call them, getting very aggressive, confident in his gun skill there, and it's yielded good results. He obviously got that pick on the player in the meeting hall round 1, and he got that beautiful 2K with the shotgun, eventually trading his life for it. So if he goes undroned, he could potentially continue to be a nuisance on this defense with that DMR, a heavy hitting gun for sure, that could just cut down the attackers if they don't know he's there.
Most definitely. Well, drones going out. They are now aware of most of the team, or most of the UK side positions, and they haven't really droned out the site too much. But there's no one really on this main site. Ash has to land these shots, and as I say, that Ollie finds one, but an instant refrag onto Caesar. Ash puts it down to a 4 versus 4 again. Castle is going to be trying to get back into site, going to split, and they're going to use a second thermite charge to open up this entire wall. Questionable, but understandable as well. Still bombing. It was a key kill.
It forces the attack to be incredibly one-dimensional now. They could maybe go for a play through green stairs, but the lack of any kind of lobby pressure gives the defense a lot more position.
Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but Max just found himself one taps, I believe that was, from the Yin, who is I'm not even sure who Duet. And Duet, he finds one more. That's Jinky off the board, and it's all falling apart for the UK side.
Yeah, I criticise the attack for maybe being a bit one-dimensional, having a lot of reliance on that Ash, and the Ash did get taken down, but they just win their gunfights instead. 4 separate 1v1s going the way of Team Germany there, and they put up another attacking win. Still no look for UK on any sites other than that basement, and they're going back to kids' dorms to finish off the half.
It was a great play from Jinky as well, as you're seeing on your screen. You're seeing the replay just now. It was an absolute great play from him. It's a cheeky little one tap, and then the positioning and the flashes were perfect to execute onto the site. Kids Dorm then, once again, the UK side are still yet to win Kids Dorm. Can they do it in their final round of defending, sorry.
They're going to be bringing that castle this time. That didn't yield them much success on the previous round, but they're just going to be aiming to slow down the attack, cut off some of these longer angles that we used to cut off, key rotates. We're seeing Caesar barricade at the armory window, potentially implying that they're going to have a defender there again, off on his own. But I'm just not really liking the lack of a smoke here, the lack of any kind of shield, I believe. None of these operators can bring a deployable shield anymore. Valkyrie at one point could, so could Jaeger way back, but they don't have any of that bulletproof utility to really hide behind. It's going to be more based on active swings and gunfights, no real solid pressure. And gunfights, Ollie, he goes for the spawn peak, gets a glimpse of that ace, but shots ring out in response, and Ollie quite wisely backs away.
Yeah, he was, millimeters away from death there as Duet, I think that's how you say his name, Duet. Yeah, Duet was, bullets were millimeters away from Ollie's head, but we're going to see straight away in through big window. Plants going down already. Quick rush, quick succession. Rob finds a C4 to deny the plant. And it's all going wrong. Ollie finds 2. Caesar finds 1 more. It's all gone wrong for the rush has all gone wrong for MVG Germany. It's now a 1 versus 5. Bacho, what can he do? Takes some shots through the wall. No shots landed. Ollie taking a lot of damage. I think that's team damage, which we love to see. Maybe a team kill coming out here. This could be a 3-3 split.
It's looking likely a 5 versus 1. Shots landed on the nitro cell. And usually I would respect a rush like that to close off the half, catch the defending team, unexpectedly. But when you've had such solid attacks on the side of Germany, risking it all on a cheesy Ying play like that, it just doesn't seem very well informed. UK honestly look dire on their defenses up here. They were just getting picked apart.
I mean,
Germany
we've got to
knew the
remember, right?
holes.
We have to remember, we're walking into this knowing that the team we're watching right now are literally rival teams because they play under the same org from 2 different regions. And we said there was going to be friendly competition and some funny bits and some serious bits. We've had the serious bits. We've now just had our little funny bits. So, I mean, it was expected. It was going to happen at one point, whether it was the UK side or the German side.
Yeah, and Bocho just marching around on that roof, not wanting to give away any kills, just saving KD. You may as well here. Last round of the half, nothing to really discuss here for an otherwise pretty successful half for the German side. Hiding behind Nosa Shield there, maybe just trying to bait out, get a few more exit frags. But this is definitely looking like the 3-3 half that, well, it's maybe better than UK might have hoped, given some of their real dire defensive sites. Jinky gets that final kill on Botcher, making a flawless round. They really didn't look confident on any side other than basement there, but they still managed to lock off that 3-3 half, which will give them some momentum going into their attack, but they're going to need to really step it up here because Germany were just running circles around them on those other sides.
Yeah, it's not the it's really not what you want them. I mean, Germany really should have won that. I mean, but yes, the UK side do have to step up their game. So so the German side do not run rings around the defense because I mean, if you're a good attacking team, then there's no doubt you're most likely going to be a good defending team.
And MVG Germany bringing that Mute Mozzie pairing, wanting to waste as much time as possible. Combine that with the Malusi. This is definitely aimed to be a long clear here, but they're forcing Team UK to go through. We're also seeing the mirror as well, just to deter any early aggression with those windows. One being placed in the freezer this time, while the second, I believe, going on the E-box. So 2 critical lines of sight probably being placed in. But as I say, that Lebkuchen looks like he's potentially going to the closet. 3 key angles that Mira would like to watch here. Only 2 gadgets, of course, in pocket. So a choice will have to be made here. Maybe dictated by a bit of that early round information they're going to try and find using that Mozzie. Perhaps just scout out the defense, but it's looking otherwise like a complete bunker here. We're seeing Malusi now with 1 speed. I'm so sure to many people's disappointment, not really able to go on those long roam games anymore. Mozzie is, but again, it looks like he just wants to stick on site because we're not in the good old days of Bolo on Malusi, 5-speed swinging a corridor or anything. So poor Duet likely just going to have to bank.
Those days are long gone.
Yep.
Anyway then, MVG UK are already in tower. They are going to be T2. Dropping in from T3 as C4 goes out. Does go out and it goes find 1. What a C4. Rob finds himself taken down.
And just an immediate opening pick like that is going to slow down this attack even more. Caesar, presumably your entry on that Ash on even lower health. But Ollie, he's potentially trying to sneak in here.
Just what a C4 that was. That was amazing. That was an incredible
sledge
C4.
As well. That's one of your sets of nades. Ollie potentially about to lose that second set of nades. He does get the pick, evening out the man count, but a 4v4 still favours that defense, and he still will likely bleed down those precious seconds of the clock as the attack have to be ever so careful. There's still a man down.
Indeed they are. Everything's sort of slowed down for both sides. MVG UK have decided, all right, we're gonna sit back. We're gonna drone a little bit more. 2 players on drones, Ash and Knock, and I mean, and MVG Germany are sort of not playing aggressive, but they also aren't playing passive either. So it's kind of a best of both worlds. Caesar is looking to go from bunker or blue, sorry. It maybe finds a Malusi, is looking the wrong way, does whiff a couple times, but does take her out of the picture. Isn't aware of the player on blue just yet, or elbow, sorry, just yet. No drones on him, nothing being droned. The drone goes out onto Mozzie, he does get rid of it, but the info is now there. They're aware that he's playing on the highway door, maybe a moved pillar.
Zoa here on that pillar position is going to have to take one of these fights here to try and even out that man count. The question is, does he take tower or does he take bunker? But he currently can't see anything. He's flashed the utility now flooding down the hatch, and Ollie, he's returned that position that nearly got him a kill again. Zelo poking his head at the punch hole, pays the price. Yannick gets a great response onto Ollie, but the defender is still down a man. Yannick and Lebercook to do it all. Caesar is on low health.
Can we do it one more time?
Default, a
goes
team
out.
kill! Caesar still gets that pick. It's a 1 versus 2, but Lebercook doesn't even get a chance to see
right,
that.
I'm sorry, we have to skip back. That C4 was ludicrous.
It's a great C4. And it's
If you look at your replay just now, you should be able to see the amazing C4. 2 players obviously on tower, and the C4 is ripped from just below tier, just on mid tier 3. The boiler stairs, whatever we're going to call them now, and it just was amazing.
It's a real shame it didn't warrant a round win for Team Germany there, because it was such a good lead into that round. Killing that Sledge. Sledge is a real playmaker in terms of your basement defense. The nades he provides are just incredible for clearing out positions. A good gun on top of that. But the attacking team bounced back excellently. They win, they get those picks, and even with a team kill, they still end up fairly confidently with a 2 versus 1 at the end. Diffuser likely would be going down anyway, but Caesar gets the kill on such low HP. A real playmaker in that round, despite the sort of early round adversities he had to face.
Well, back to basement once again. We saw this last time. They didn't quite win it, just came up short. MVG Germany did. But let's see if MVG UK can bounce back once again with the exact same momentum and the exact same force they did previously.
Yeah, and I'm sure the UK side will be a bit more wary of this aggressive play. Not wary enough. Duet gets a great lead in yet again. This time onto that hard breach, and there's no secondary hard breach being brought this time. That is going to really neuter this attack, because they're going to have to take stairs now. They're going to have to pick one of the 3 staircases in Oregon. Oregon blessed in the sense that there are a lot of entry points onto all of the floors, but still, it's such a disadvantageous position, and it's going to force them to start to make a play. Ollie, once again, getting aggressive on those laundry stairs, trying to see if he can find any kind of pick. Baiting Botcho out, but Botcho's just going to leave. He gets that pick on the drone. The camera sees Ollie as well, and, well, the attack just seemed to have stalled here.
Caesar going to be walking down. Walking down Freezer. Sorry, got completely distracted. Botcho finds himself taken down, but Botcho finds 1 no, but also then does find himself down. Completely got distracted for a second. I zoned out.
Ooh!
What a shot! Yannick, I think it's how you say his name. What a shot onto Rob, and the Caesar down but not out just yet.
Yeah,
now leaving Ollie in a 1 versus 4. Sorry, took your spotlight. Go on.
I believe Caesar felt that boosted angle that Duet was just teasing at the start of that round, and it's all up to Ollie now effectively in that 1 versus 4. Maybe trying to go for the pickup. Will he make it? Yes. So we brought back into that 2 versus 4. Caesar on low health, but it didn't stop him last round. He still did incredibly well in that other basement attack, but this time, well, the odds are just so stacked against him. He's facing down this mirror window, which means the defense will likely get that opening engagement onto him. It's going to be a real hassle, and they re-barricaded that door knowing that Ollie was going. Yannick takes down Caesar. Ollie in a 1v4 for real this time, and a great round from Yannick. Gets us back even 4-4.
Just what a shot from Yannick. That was insane. You see it on your replay here once again. I'm loving this replay system. What a shot.
It was incredible.
It was certainly, I wasn't expecting it, and it was just a 1 shot, 1 kill. Yannick.
Well,
Jesus, man.
We're now going to be seeing how MVG Germany choose to approach this top floor defense, a side that didn't find much success with Team UK, only winning it off the back of a spoiled rush. So provided that MVG UK go for a more sort of standard push, nothing really too cheesy, you could say. The stats will be favouring them in this, but Germany have also just looked overall like the better team in this matchup. They've had a bit of adversity. That other round did not go their way due to the early aggression, but, well, it's still looking good for them. They're still just outclassing UK on a lot of these plays, both on the attack and the defense. Caesar bringing that 0, an operator that doesn't find too much use nowadays. What are your thoughts on that?
Sorry, say that again. I completely zoned out again.
Caesar bringing 0. An operator. There was a lot of
Oh!
hype. A lot of hype when he was revealed. The ability to bring those 6 cameras. A lot of people thought you had the natural cries of it being too broken, too overpowered. But operator's really found a niche.
So Rob finds Yankin. Can we start off? But on to 0 then. He. Especially this kid's dorm is quite useful depending on the way you're going to play him or the way you're going to push him. You know, if you're going to be going for like sort of big window sort of side of things, then he's super useful, obviously, and especially he's probably best played on Garage, which is exactly where he's been played. Now he can just pop his camera in Garage or shoot it into pit, have full info on that entire side. Which looks like he isn't going to do this time. He can be. He's not the greatest operator. I wouldn't expect to see him being played much on this map, but you know, if there's one info operator, if you told me to name one info operator to bring to help an execution on this site, it'd probably be 0, just because of how useful his cameras are, especially on a site like Kids Dorm, because it's such an open-ended site.
Yeah, and talking of usefulness, Rob here on the book, just tearing up the flooring, making that kid's site almost unplayable for Zelo, forcing him to move into that pit position, which of course opens him up to an offense from Attic. He takes a swing, just dips back, but meanwhile Caesar, he's been taken down further. Duet finally evens out that man count, and with 70 seconds left on that clock, the attackers kind of stalled here. They got a great opening pick onto Yannick, but haven't really managed to do much since, other than these vertical holes. That would be Rob's demise. Zello using that destruction against the attack, and now firmly putting the defense into potentially another round winner.
Well, the Duet does find Mac, and it's all kicking off. It's all kicking off. All now left Caesar in a 1 versus 4. Mute does run out, just does come up short, and no way!
What? No!
Caesar!
He didn't even get the kill!
Caesar! He didn't even get the kill! No! No! That would have been the story of a lifetime if he got the kill. He didn't even get it.
It would have been the trade of a lifetime, at least. Of course, he wouldn't win the round at all. He'd still die, but at least he'd pad his stats a bit. But he only eats a single death and no kills for that engagement. Overall, a much more competent defense from MVG Germany there. They use the attacks push against them, particularly Zello onto that buck player of Rob, just getting taken down to his vertical angles, completely unsuspecting that, well, those angles, of course, go both ways. A hole is a hole at the end of the day. You can shoot people from one way and get shot from it. We've already seen these melee holes used against them on that defense. We saw one of the defenders just poking their head through, getting shut down immediately. And, well, the attack didn't really learn from that little engagement. Rob getting taken down really sealed the round for Germany in favour of them, because they regained that man advantage, and with the clock ever so low on time, well, it just careened into this German victory when, again, it was another attacking round that looked to be starting off well for the UK.
Yeah, I mean it. Sorry, I don't like to laugh at mistakes like that, but because you know I unfortunately I hate to say it, I've been there in my competitive days, but it's just so funny. But yeah, it looked really promising for the UK side, and it just really fell apart. But nonetheless, let's not worry too much about what's happening in last round. We're 30 seconds into the first, into this round. We are off to kitchen meeting. I don't know if you point that out or not. And you know, we've seen the UK side defend this, and it was in it wasn't horrendous, but it also wasn't the worst. Let's see if the German side can either replicate or do even better. Three players on this T2 position. I mean, I think 3 is quite not over excessive. I understand you need the Maverick, but the Maverick should straight away move off and walk down to T1. Be watching the flanks. They are going to open up the attic wall, and it's going to put the Bandit into a very unfortunate position. But oh my god, what has happened here? Yakin finds one, but Ollie finds another, but so does Duet. I'm awful with names, please. I apologise. It's all happening in quick succession. Jinky finds one more. It puts the German side into a 2 versus 3. It's all going a little bit wrong for the German side here. They really need to pick up the pace and really need to restore the man advantage. But as I say that, Ollie falls to the smoke. Shotgun out at close range. Does use it to shoot the drone. They are aware of his position, but no one on this T2 position. They are maybe going to look to push up. And as I say that, Thunderbird, sorry, finds one more. Rob takes it down to... Rob falls. I can't talk.
Yeah, Jinky alone this 1v2. He does have sight control, so it's going to have to be a retake here. He's not too fond of putting that case down. He knows the angles work against him, and Leverkusen takes him down through that hatch. Another great recovery from the defense there. The attack looked to be going well, especially with that wall being open on the meeting site. We've seen both teams when choosing to defend this have that wall open, which
I just want to point out, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. I really just want to point out, and you were seeing it on our screens here in the replays, how crucial that kill from, I don't know who was playing Smoke, but how crucial that kill from Smoke was. I mean, he just swings and it restores the man advantage near on instantly, and it gives that German side the advantage they then need on the momentum they need. It was such a crucial kill. Sorry, carry on.
Well, it's just, these sites have been played a little bit weird by the defense there. They did end up winning that, bringing them to 6-4, potentially on the verge of winning this first map, but having those walls soft, it did give the attack the sort of time to be a bit more slow. They didn't have to breach that reinforced wall and sink as much utilities. That's why we saw 3 men up on that top wall clear, because, well, they didn't really have anywhere else to go, so they may as well bunch up, try and get a trade. Ultimately, of course, it doesn't work out. We see the absolute flurry of trades in the kill feed, resulting in that 1 versus 2 for the lone Maverick, who did manage to get into a decent position on site, but with no support, the round was lost. He gets taken out from the hatch, can't even attempt to get the case down. And another convincing defense from the German team.
Yeah, well, German team one round away from claiming the first map over their UK counterparts. Let's just hope. I'm really hoping the UK side can really pull something out. You know, I am a sucker for late game clutches, and what I mean by that is like comeback, sorry, or late game comeback. You know, when it's you're just about certain a team is going to take the map, and or the other team comes in somehow and snatches it out of nowhere. You know, I do love to see some of those now and again. And let's hope this UK side can do just that. Rob is going to be already walking down the tower stairs, and he's in a bit of an aggressive position just there. Not too sure where he's gone now. Caesar still outside bunker, outside blue, and now all of the MVG UK boys are in sight, and I'm going to be going to open up the hatches. Opening up the E-box hatch just now. EMP goes out first, obviously, and then the hatch is opened up.
Important to note here, Caesar alone outside that bunker door, preparing for this backstab when the execute occurs. There's no Ying to apply that much pressure, but there are still nades for the side of the attack. Ollie gets his drone taken out. He's also playing a little bit of a rat position on that laundry stairs, tries to potentially get a free kill, breaks open the barricade and retreats to his team's safety. The other hatch on that freezer getting destroyed here. A much overall faster pace on the attack here. But it all comes down to whether or not Caesar can find an impact from that bunker position. He could potentially catch the defense off guard, but I hear a wall being reinforced. I'm not sure if Elbow has been completely sealed off. Has Caesar perhaps missed his chance for a push? Being said, Rob gets the opener onto Duet. A good start so far for the attack. They've got a minute left to go for that execute. That being said, Castikas, Leverkusen goes down, but Caesar gets the response. He's finding some value at least from that position. Yannick goes incredibly low, but does even out the man count. Ollie down 3 versus 3, potentially 3 versus 2, maybe even 3 versus 1. Caesar alone outside. Triple kill for Zello on the round. Caesar on this position. We were saying so much about how crucial he could be here. He'll have to clutch it up. 1 versus 2, can't find it. And MVG Germany take map 1 of the derby.
Wow, that really wow, that really just, I thought the UK side were going to take that, and the German side's gone, no, not today, and they have absolutely swept in and taken the, and taken the map, which is surprising. I, really did not think it was going to go that way. Wow, that is Oregon over and done with. Off to Skyscraper next. We are. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, Sky map 2 plays
quite
different to Oregon.
I am so excited for Skyscraper. We are going to take a 5-minute break, I believe, so we'll see you back in 5 minutes for Skyscraper.
Welcome back to map 2 of this, MVG Brand Warfare. MVG UK versus MVG Germany. In case you missed map 1 Oregon, the Germans really came out on top, Velocity. They were sort of styling on them.
I've got high hopes coming into second map. Obviously, the German side showed what they're worth, and they aren't just here. They are here to win. They aren't just here to play. They're here to win. And the UK side did look to be lacking a little bit. I mean, they were struggling to play against the side of Germany, and then in any way, shape, or form on the defense, on the attack. When they had the man advantage, when they didn't, just always struggled. Nonetheless, though, let's not worry about last map. We had obviously Oregon, which is quite a, I wouldn't say boring map. It's a fun map when there's games like this, but also it's quite boring. But onto one of my favorite maps in Siege, or onto Skyscraper. I should have asked this earlier, but what are your predictions for the next 3 bans? Obviously, we see a not coming out, which is quite standard. What are your predictions?
Well, I'm thinking they might just want to go for that Flores again. Nook was a ban I was really expecting to see on Oregon. It's just a great comfort ban. You don't have to necessarily focus on these backstab angles. You can just rely on your cameras to see them. Montagna being brought in instead, and
that is a very standard ban, I'd say, for when you're I don't want to cut you off, but I mean that's a very standard ban because when you're tea room or karaoke, obviously you don't want a Monty pushing you top back.
Yeah, Monty and Solus gone as I can't exactly remember if this is the same team that banned them both last time, because the same team banned Monty and Solus in Oregon, so it's clearly a comfort thing. They just don't like those operators and the various different ways of how oppressive they are. And Azami, well, she meets the banning board as well off again. We didn't see her in Oregon, and they want to continue it that way. They just don't like how oppressive those gadgets can be. The barriers completely transform certain sites, certain positions, and really put it in the favor of the defenders with these off angles you can take. So overall, a pretty standard banning list, especially for ESA. Nook, incredibly highly banned operator because of just the kind of nuisance she provides with those backstabs.
Well, off to karaoke tea room. We are going to see a very, very standard lineup. I mean, other than the Aruni, I don't read personally myself from coming again PvT, don't see it too much, but Frost played nearly all the time, and even I'll leak a little bit. Even my team play Frost. So
slowly extracting a bit of info about that team every map.
You'll never learn the name. But yeah, very, very slowly, not slow. Oh my god. Sorry, very, very standard. That's what I meant to say. Operators. I mean, not quite sure where we can put the Frost mats. Obviously, we're seeing Frost over in office and house, but we are going to see a Frost mat being placed on the house stairs. I mean, I'm surprised one's not gone under the geisha window either. So we are going to wait and see. But on the UK side, that are attacking first, we are going to see an Iana, Jackal, Buck, Ace, and Thatcher. What were we thinking of that lineup?
Well, it's fairly standard. We saw Rob on that buck previously, and Caesar was on those these entry operators. The nades and the buck are going to be incredibly powerful below, given they have the right sort of information on site. Rob especially can really carve up that site for the defense, forcing the play on these less favorable angles, risking being shot from below. ESA very popular hard breach because of the fragging capability, and well, one thing about ESA Cup, they do love these fragging operators. Caesar getting very aggressive, Goo Needle in his heel, he tries going for the entry, but it's Ollie in fact, he gets that pig onto Leibkuchen, and they know that Yannick is here. Surely a kill for Ollie here, playing this angle to perfection. Just jiggle peeking ever so slightly, but he does need to be actually hitting those shots, and while the jiggle peeks allow Yannick to get away, but it's not too bad because elsewhere Duet is taken off the board.
I mean, MVG UK did, go very, very quickly, and I think they catch German side completely off guard. I mean, they haven't really had time to adapt at all. Legion, sorry, Jaeger playing top drum. Top drum is aware of now these two players playing in Terrace. And they are now aware of the Jaeger playing in drum. He is going to be forced into a very unfortunate position, but Ollie finds himself taken down by this Legion, by Yannick, who is going to trade some shots between the two players in drum. Is now forced back into the T group. Red Pig's come out, but Jinky does take Yannick down, putting the German side into a 2 versus 1. However, Moncho is very, very weak. You can basically count him down for the count, but he is on the kitchen stairs and is going to be playing in a very, very aggressive and very much of a power position. Anyone that swings this drum door is most certainly going to meet their fate. Plant going down though. Mac is going to be trying to get it down as fast as possible, going to be going into a close-match situation. And as I say that, plant down, or bomb down, sorry, and Bocho finds himself taken down. And the UK side coming out strong in the first round.
Yeah, very fast-paced attack from UK there, and there was a commendable bit of team play from the side of Team Germany. The impact hole being made to establish that crossfire and that bit of a flank from Yannick there. He tried to get a bit more value there. He downed one, potentially secured that kill. I wasn't exactly sure. But the rest of the team just sort of fell around him, and the site was weak. The setup wasn't properly there, and a lot of roamers died very early thanks to that early aggression. So we'd like to see more of that aggression that UK really seem to lack in Oregon, because that can really benefit them on Skyscraper, which is just a map that really does favour these gunfights.
Most definitely, and I totally agree with you. This one thing I love about this map is how much potential it has for vertical plays. It's such a upwards map. It's much like Cafe. And there's so much potential for vertical play, but there's also so much potential for direct pushes and gunfights. And that's one thing I love it. Depending on the playstyle you want to play for the team, what type of playstyle you want to play as an individual, it's just such a unique map, and that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, and on that point, I believe we have Cafe Map 3, so if this result heads the way of Team UK, that could potentially be quite a good sign for this series. If they do end up going to Cafe on that final map, it could really be their saving grace here in a series that has not started out well for them. Of course, as you can see on the top, with that overlay, MVG Germany took that first map quite dominantly, 7-4, I believe. So it was a very strong map from them, and well, we need to see them fixing these mistakes, and so far they've done a great job of that. The aggressive play on round 1 really caught Germany off guard, and it's now going to be a case of whether or not they can continue to bring this aggression, or if Germany have really sussed it out and found a solution.
Most definitely. Germany are playing quite passive, as I say that. Yannick finds himself taken down. Ollie on the restaurant stairs. Caesar though finds himself down, but not out just yet. Jaeger does swing from terrace, doesn't quite find the kill, but Mac does also then find one more, which is Leb. Does find himself taken down. Caesar finds himself picked up, but it's 2 for Duet. He does find Rob and Caesar, 2 critical kills for this German side, putting it to a 3 versus 3. It's now a 3 versus 2 as Mac claims the life of Duet, who was very, very weak from the previous gunfight, but does find himself out of the count now.
But 2 versus 3 still very winnable for the defense. A crucial double kill there. Not only wasted more time, but brought that man count down to be much more even. Still not quite, of course, dead even. There is still a bit of an advantage going towards the attack, but as the time begins to click down, that 6th man of the clock really takes effect, establishes themselves as a valued member of the team for the defense, and Zelo and Botcho might actually not have as difficult a task as it may seem as the attack are forced to make more and more aggressive plays, and Ollie gets taken down. And now suddenly, we're all even. 2 versus 2. 45 seconds remaining for the attack. They've got to make a play. Do they go for kills? Do they go for plant? They need to re-establish their win condition now, or else they will just get caught in the decision-making process and completely run out of time.
We have almost smoked ourselves off there, but we are only 2 versus 3. Ollie's still down, but not out just quite yet. Hasn't been swung. He's going to try his best to get himself back up. He's going to try his best to get into a safe position. He has done just so. We were all even, but now we're not once again. However, UK are struggling to execute, and Botcho, he does find one. That's Jinky, and now once again we are tied up. But there's 2 found by Zelo. 2 great kills from the smoke player.
And it's the clock. The clock is really the thing that struck them there. They tried to re-establish that man advantage, but it cost so much time that the remaining 2 players had to funnel in through that side door, and it was an easy 2-piece for Zelo on that smoke. Another great kill coming out from Yannick on that Jaeger. He's had a great series so far and continuing it and bringing us 1-1 on the scoreboard here. A much better defense from Germany, and it was still a comeback, you could say. UK, of course, had that opening advantage, but the German team knew their win condition well, playing time excellently done. And, well, this map is looking a lot closer than it first did with that first attack.
Wow. Just wow. What I mean, these 2 rounds have been very, very close. I mean, I'm going to be biased, but these are the 2 best rounds we've seen this entire matchup. Basically because it's on Skyscraper. 4 drones though, all left. I think they're all outside, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, they are. All drones are outside, which is lovely. They should know where the site is, and they should realize what is happening. We are seeing a mirror being played, though we haven't seen her being played yet on this map. And I mean, as I've said before, this Sky is full of opportunities, so she could be quite a good operator to bring, especially on this office site.
Yeah, and Mira was a very potent operator in that first map. It was very effective at keeping the attack at bay, and it could be just the thing Germany need to stall out this attack from the side of UK here. The windows are just so oppressive because you can't really fight them properly. It's a very uneven gunfight favouring the defense. So we're seeing the attack pushing in from this west side, not exactly meeting this potential threat of the mirror window. Interestingly here, Botcho playing very aggressively on this Echo. Goes for a very aggressive swing, no one to be found. This is an operator you don't want to be in this position though. The Echo drones only increase in value the longer into the round he stays alive, because you bring in that dynamic of plant denial. But Botcho, he's just playing for frags here. It's potentially misguided, as it seems like 2 members of MVG UK going towards that position, but it's actually Ollie struck down by Botcho. The gun is working well for him, and now he's got a bit of aggression, a bit of confidence. He gets 2. Zelo with a 3rd, and well, the aggressive Echo is just working. 3 kills for Botcho on the round. Incredible from him. And now, surely, he'll take his leave, take his rest, sit on site as we sit in a 5 versus 1 advantage.
How have MVG UK allowed Botcho to do that? They've not only allowed him to get 3 kills from the same position, one of which was from swinging a door where actually the person sitting behind the door not swinging is probably at the advantage, led to close out the round. But anyway, carry on back with the Echo. The drum door is just one of those most annoying doors where actually if you swing you're at the disadvantage. But Botcho somehow has swung and killed the Jackal, or Rob, sorry, and then proceeded to run away and swing the corridor and get 1 more. How have MVG UK allowed this to happen?
And it's a 3 armor or 3 health now as we have that new system. 3 health operator. He's so loud, but he's taking these incredibly aggressive swings. It's a great play from Botcho, but it's also can be attributed to a bit of a mistake from UK. He's a great big warning sign coming, those stomping footsteps just marching towards them. But still, Botcho finds those 3 great kills with the MP5 SD and really set them up for an incredibly easy round win. UK now perhaps a little bit tilted here, bringing more unconventional operator choices. We're seeing the Dakaibi to counter that Echo. We're seeing the Amaru as well. They really are focusing in on this early aggression. They want to get in the building as quickly as possible to give them more of a chance of winning.
Most definitely. Just what a good couple rounds this has been. MVG UK, no, MVG Germany have a round in hand now. It's all up to the UK guys now to bring this back. We see an Amaru in play. Is this going to be an Amaru rush? Or is it just going to be your typical Amaru going to wait outside for a bit and then just come in when they need a bit more map control?
Yeah, the Amaru is strong weapons. The LMG, the SMG, even potentially the gun or the shotgun secondary, all great utility pieces. An operator that is just sort of written off as a rushing strategy operator when she brings so much more to the field, and it looks like Caesar is just going to bring her for that utility, not flying into any windows yet, as they just are feeling out this site. Already on this other side of the map actually, so still playing quite aggressively, but nowhere in any particular hot zones, just getting in quick, establishing control on this west side early on, and they've immediately realised that the entirety of that roam is focused above side.
Most definitely. Well, breach is open though, which is obviously Rob now opening up that opposite breach. It's all just going a bit slow for both sides now. Obviously, MVG UK are trying their best to clear out this roam, but MVG Germany are playing slightly passive. We see the castle playing behind the island table, or island in office. There, flash goes out, does just manage to flash him, and haven't saw him. They haven't even attempted to go to get the kill. They aren't even aware he's in there. Botcho, the man that MVP last round, does find Ollie. Can he do it one more time? Or is this the next time to shine? Who is in such a position when no one knows where he is? But Botcho finds himself taken out by Caesar. But Yannick finds one more. But it's Jinky to them refrag Leb. 3 versus 3, man advantage completely even. This round can still go any way. All the players are looking to play quite aggressive and quite quickly. But Yannick, is this Yannick's time to shine? No, it's not. Jinky shuts him down straight away. 2 versus 2. Isn't aware of the mirror laying down, but now he is. Finds one more. I mean, what I've been saying is it one of the is it one of the German players' time to shine? But actually, I think it's Jinky's time to shine now on this 8 with the diffuser in hand. Some vertical play coming out as we speak, but it's now lots of Decade with the org in hand. No C4. He can't really do much here.
There is still some form of intel on that top floor, whether it be a default camera and echo drone. We're seeing these pings go out, but Zello's position is known. He is surely a dead man now, unless he manages to wriggle away, but with so many different angles open, it's a matter of time. He doesn't clock onto the drop. There's free sight control for Jinky Zello. Trying to play this retake, he gets one, potentially a second, looks away at the wrong moment. 1 versus 1. Caesar pushes and wins the fight. A win for UK, and they bring it up 2-2 on the scoreboard.
That was too close for comfort for me. That really just... Oh, that was... If he swung half a second earlier, it would have been perfectly fine, but it was just the fact that he just managed to get the reload off that made me quite scared. But Jinky really showing what he is worth, what he is made of in this first matchup, in this second map. Sorry, didn't see it too much in the first map, but now certainly we're seeing this UK side on its full potential in this second map, on the best map.
Botcho getting a little bit too aggressive last round. He pulled off another great flank with that Echo. Very good aggressive push, but you can only really pull off one of those fights with such a slow operator, and he chooses to get a bit greedy, goes in for the second, and expertly shut down by Caesar on the Amaru, and that really brought the defense into a bad situation. They couldn't maintain that man, well, that equal man count, and it put them again at a disadvantage and put so much pressure on the remaining defenders. because when you're in that man disadvantage, you have to go for a play, really. You have that whole mental thought process of you need to even out this scoreboard in any way possible, and that other aggression was really just countered by the remaining members of UK. We saw a great, just complete frenzy of trades, Skyscraper looking like a stock market last round, as team members of both teams just fall left and right, and it ultimately goes the way of
sorry,
Team
that
UK.
analogy is amazing. I'm stealing that. I'm using that in my next cast. That was yeah, that was really good. Anyway,
We're seeing Yannick alone off on that roam below. I believe, yeah, that's whatever. Aruni is upstairs, so he's been tasked alone on that roam to just try and waste time. Still, this beast extension for the defense, trying to just again waste time. It's all about the clock on this defense. They've identified that the attack want to get aggressive, and they're trying to counter it here.
yeah. Well, I'm still like, obviously we had at the start of last map we had our predictions of who's going to take the map home, and we didn't do it at the start of this map because we literally came back and the map was on the way, but I'm still very, very conflicted on who can win this. This can go either way. Frosty is going to meet upstairs. His drone does miss a couple of shots, and the drone does just then manage to get out and move back to Shrine, Dragon, whatever we call it now. Caesar does hit Goo Mine, and does take a little bit of damage, but Ollie finds himself taken down by Yannick. That was quite quick, not sure where it was from either. We're missing all the action. It's very unfortunate.
Well, it's just that lone roamer downstairs. I don't blame the spectator for not seeing it because it's such an unexpected position. There's no utility invested to protect him. There's just pure trust from those teams that Yannick can get that pick, and he does get it. Ollie not having a great map this time, despite his good performance in Oregon and his team's overall good performance here on Sky. This hasn't quite met the scoreboard, but a beautiful kill from Rob to even out this man count. But Leverkusen gets caught in his blind spot. Caesar marches in, almost gets the guy in Geisha. 2 versus 4 now on the side of UK. The attack is still pulling through despite that early adversity down below.
Caesar absolute pulling this team along. You know, they were starting to struggle a little bit, but he gets these 2 kills, 2 critical kills onto the Aruni and onto the Jaeger, I believe that was, and they are now back in this once again. Pre-fire's going outstairs, just trying to open the thing, but Yannick does find one. That was Rob, and I believe he was drawn, but will the other UK player make that same mistake, and will he fall into the line of sight of Yannick, as Yannick does then just move off.
Zello
2 versus 3 now.
Zello playing for that vault angle, but Yannick is the one to get the kill. He needs some support from Zello though, because, well, the push isn't coming onto Karaoke. Zello has to do something. He's spotted out by the attack. Whips, gets the shotgun kill. Could potentially get a second. It's very scrappy, but Caesar finishes it out. Once again, another close round, but the attack just edges ahead.
Bit of a scrappy fight at the end, but nonetheless, a fight is a fight. Seeing on your screen now, you're seeing the 2 very, very nice kills from Caesar to put MVG UK on the front foot, not the back foot, the front foot. 2 very, very nice kills, and probably the reason MVG UK did win that round. Nonetheless, we are now on the final round of split. Back to office exhibition. We saw this side get a very, very scrappy towards the end, and obviously I think MVG Germany did win this site last time they were here. I'm not too sure, can't remember. But I mean, all I remember was a very good round. A bit scrappy though.
And we're seeing nothing too out of the ordinary here. The thing that really glares out, Leverkusen on that castle, again just aiming to burn down that clock, and Ollie on the Lion, perhaps identifying he's not necessarily getting the most value on these entry operators, so it's a nice adaptation, bringing that global gadget so you can still help out your team in these rounds without necessarily having to get kills. Lion, to my knowledge, not been seen in this series so far, but a very good gadget if used correctly when pressuring out these roamers. Set up some great pincer setups because it forces the defense to be static unless they want that constant ping on them. They have to stand still, and the attacking team gains so much ground thanks to that gadget. So it's a nice adaptation from UK, playing to their strengths and potentially trying to minimize their weaknesses here on this roster. But we'll have to see how it plays, as Botcho has still been a menace on this Echo and it's likely to continue going on to this round.
Yeah, this Echo is. I mean, we've seen. We've seen what Botcho can do on this Echo. I mean, this was the site, I'm remembering back now, this was the exact site that he did his absolute ludicrous 3K. It looks like he's going to try and go for it again. Not a headshot landed. It is aware that surely there is a player in Geisha. Maybe a nade coming out, and there is, and he finds the one player in Geisha. But isn't aware of the on the one that's still on rappel. That Caesar on the Zoff, finding a refrag straight onto Botcho. Unfortunate that we couldn't see him at his full potential once again. But I mean, we've seen it once, and Zello, he finds Ollie. But as I was saying, we've seen Botcho do it once. I think he should be punished for trying to do it again.
But Botcho kind of realised his value there. 4 players all holding different angles to try and stop him. It really drew the attention of MVG UK, and it allowed Zealot to capitalise on that with that ball, getting another pick on Ollie, still having a very poor performance, only got 1 scan off in that round, but Caesar, he's that player who's been just clawing up through this scoreboard, getting UK numbers on the board, but well, Rob gets taken down. It's looking less and less doable for UK. Caesar, he's trying his best. 9 and 2 on the half, could potentially break double digits if he has an even better round than he is currently, but staring down a default cam on a staircase is going to be a very difficult position. Max gets a pick onto Labecook and instantly traded.
He does just see the head. He does just see the head of Yannick.
2v1, the trade would surely come out. Yannick perhaps using that C4 as a smoke screen, or just a bit of odd timing, swings out, Caesar's out of there, potentially just trying to save KD, getting the diffuser. I doubt he'll be able to put it down as we enter the final 30 seconds.
If there is one man to clutch at, it's Caesar.
Absolutely.
This man, we've seen glimpses of what he. Oh, I was gonna say we've seen glimpses of what he can be, what his potential is in this matchup so far, but we haven't seen it at its full. As you're seeing on your screen just now on the replay, it's Botcho's very nice kill onto the ace who was playing in Geisha, and then does get himself traded off straight away. Anyway, then onto the split. We now see MVG UK on the defending side. We've seen what they're capable of on the attack. What are the predictions onto moving them onto the defending?
Well, I think a big thing to focus on here is Ollie, because he's still playing these very aggressive fragging operators on that Mozzie. An operator that sure gets a little bit of value from those pests, especially if he manages to actually capture a drone. But you're still going to be looking towards that nitro cell, that gun, the overall time-wasting ability of him, and he's just been dying very early. He doesn't seem like quite the suitable fit for this operator currently, and of course I understand these strats are always pre-prepared, you know, they're not just coming up with them on the fly, winging it, but there's still room for adaptation. If you want to take Ollie off of this role into something more passive, something more supportive, you certainly should be doing that, because he can still find value. That's the great part about Siege. It's a shooter first and foremost, but there's so many different intricacies you can do in terms of these gadgets.
Well, default cans being shot, and the round must be then underway. This
extension once again each side, both defending teams realizing the value of this position. Ace here dropping down potentially just to place a claymore to cover their flanks, propelling actually away from that wall. They don't appear to want to get it open, prioritizing Geisha, perhaps noticing that, well, the west side of the map will be clear if there's a heavy presence over by office. The cutoff being established here on that window from the repel player. I believe that's Duet on the floor as a Botcho. I wasn't quite sure looking at it. But yeah, we're seeing Geisha trying to be open. One tiny hole there. Not enough to get through thanks to either the Cade or the Mute. Something stopping that breach from going down. But still, that applies a little bit of pressure onto the Geisha player.
Absolutely, most definitely. Well, drones going out, and a lot of drones being used as well. Mozzie, or Ollie, sorry, his position is known very well now, and he's going to be trying to see if he can catch anyone off, and he's going to be running past the window as fast as possible. Bravo, though, who is Botcha, what are we thinking of the Bravo? We haven't seen her too much in play. We haven't seen her once in this matchup, actually. But what are we thinking?
I think we did see them on Oregon, but they died very early. Bravo, a great tool for denying this intel. Although, kind of unlucky, there's no real intel specialist on the side of the defense. No Valk, no Maestro, not even a Bulletproof being brung. And I don't believe Mozzie hacked any drones. Ollie just mainly playing for the gun and playing for the denial with that gadget. So Bravo won't find the most usage here, but it still is a way of dealing with those cameras. Duet down on that Flores, however. So an opening pick going the way of the attack, and I'm not quite sure how much utility was used, but from how overall solid the defensive setup looks, I can't imagine many Flores drones deployed there. And engagement down there, Ollie caught completely off guard. Yannick gets that pick, but two quick kills in response from MVG UK, bringing that man advantage back in their favour. Caesar finally hitting double digits, and it's 2 versus 4.
I mean, it's a great defense from MVG UK to, you know, we're at 4 versus 2 here, and 4 versus 1 as Bocho finds himself taken down by Rob. Yannick though is very, very, very capable of clutching, but Caesar, the man that we have all been looking up to, or looking forward to seeing play, does clutch the round.
And that brings UK up 4-3 on this map. It's looking a lot better than Oregon. They've actually been putting up very convincing defenses so far, really identifying the value of that man advantage, playing for these trades, excellently done. We saw Ollie just backing away from that engagement, baiting the attacker in, and his teammate on that shine position goes for the swing, gets that free kill, and really just walks out the round for the defense. Just great play as a team, because that's something we really weren't seeing that much of map 1. Just this team play coming out from the UK side. Really nice to see, because that team play is just a huge thing that separates the good teams from the great, the ability to play off of each other. You know, a team with one great mechanical player holding them up can only go so far. You need to be playing together.
Most definitely. Office exhibition then. First time we've seen the German side defend this. The UK side, defend this. I find this set has to be played very aggressively, because obviously the angles you can be, you know, attacked from. And we've seen what the UK side's aggression is like and what they're capable of. Once again, on that in the aggressive sort of manner. So what are we thinking for this side? What is the possibilities?
Well, the shrine position being held by Rob here, and another player on cameras by that window, going for the jump out. Very aggressive, and he lands the shots. That's Sledge. Neighbor Cooking gone down. Caesar plenty of time to rebarricade that window. A very, very aggressive opening pick.
He missed his first 1 or 2 shots, and I was like, oh, this isn't going to end well for him. And I mean, he somehow has clutched it.
The aggression.
Oh, Yannick once again playing low.
Clearly, I'm not sure if the angles were in his favour there. There was a little pixel line of sight, but he does get a kill on Max.
Both. I mean, if I had to pick out 2 players on either side to really watch here, it's Caesar or Yannick. I mean, the 2 entries, clearly the 2 entries are playing probably the best out of all of them. Yannick 11 and 5 and Caesar 12 and 3. So not too dissimilar from each other, and they're also just playing very, very well, having quite a good game. You know, it's battle of the obviously it's battle of the org, really, isn't it? Or battle of the brands.
Yeah.
He's going to try and get the wall open, but he's going to get the impact trick. Then also he's going to take damage in his impact trick again. But surely you should see that's going to come, but Ollie clearly just knows better, and now there's no more ace charges, I don't believe, and it's going to be even harder to now get that open. Yannick does get the ping. He's going to try and open up the hatch, but decides against it. He's going to be looking over to the house stairs now, going up to the vert holes. He's going to find anyone, and Zello jumps into the split. It's a questionable decision to jump in split window without any drones, but he does find himself killed by Ollie, and Ollie now in a gunfight between one other person. Not too sure who that was as C4 goes out to try and take out the bucket. Doesn't find it, but Caesar finds Yannick.
Aggressive swing out from Jinky, gets the pick on a botcher, now bringing to a 1 versus 4 duet versus the world. He does have the case and the smoke grenades if he wants to attempt a plant here, but that would surely be foolish. Duet's gun up, gets 1, gets 2, but the trade finally comes out. The man advantage just insurmountable despite his best efforts, and brings another defensive round in favor of UK, starting to run away with this map.
The duet, I think his name was. No, I mean, what a try! It goes from 1v3 to a. It was a 1v3 to a 1v1, wasn't it, or was it a 1v4 to a 1v2?
V4.
Yeah, 1v4 to a 1v2, I think it was. So wow, what? I mean, what a try! Very valiant effort, but just came up short.
I think I want to point out about that attack.
Sorry, MVG UK 2 rounds away from the best map in the game.
The problem I saw with that German attack there is they were relying a lot on just blind nades, and they weren't really having a lot of yellow pings there. We saw yellow pings by the end, but it was on a hard surface. So these nades are being thrown blindly at these windows, places you'd expect the defense to be, but the UK team was just so aggressive. They weren't playing these power positions. They were getting much closer. They were completely safe from that vertical pressure, all due to the lack of drones. If you had a bit of intel in that site, these were fairly easy positions to clear, but just no intel at all, partly due to the mute, I guess, just strangling that utility out of them, but still, there were a lot of missed opportunities there, down to just 4 drone work.
Yeah, I mean, drone work is not something I thought, I picked out in the first map and thought drone work was really good, but however, on this second map, it's really quite a big issue for the German side, and drone work is such a key element to Skyscraper, and it's one thing people haven't really clocked onto yet, considering obviously Skyscraper isn't necessarily new to the competitive map pool, but also is an old Evo. It's not like Oregon or CAF or anything. It's been around. Those maps have been around for a while, but Sky is just one of those that people still are very much learning how to play it, and it's nowhere near becoming kind of a standard map. There's not many people like to play it, and drone work is such a key element of this map. If you aren't droning properly, you physically cannot win the round because of how vertically played this map is. How many places you have to be able to clear out. That's why you only ever see the top teams playing it.
Claymore through that drone hole is going to get shot out, but it does confirm the position of a defender playing tight in that very powerful position in T-room there. But still, no real gunfights as of yet. A lot of setup required by the attack due to this defense past the barricades, finding great use, cutting this map in half with a line of sight as well into Geisha, allowing the defenses to peek into drum. It's a very strong defense here that gives them plenty of space, plenty of beautiful C4 there in a second from Jinky. These positions working wonders, and that allows Rob to slink into a more aggressive position here. MVG have just looked unstoppable on these defenses.
Oh, I was literally about to say they look unstoppable, but Bocho has something to say about it, taking down Jinky. And Lev is also now in karaoke. He's going to be trying to find anyone that's playing inside a Geisha. Yannick, sorry, not Yannick. Yannick is going to be playing in pantry. He's maybe going to look to try and just get onto site or contest anyone that's going to be rotating on. Isn't aware of the Aruni, who is going to be playing very, very close. Red pinks are coming out for Yannick, and she is maybe going to try and swing, going to try and catch her off guard. And 2 kills coming out quickly. That's from Ollie and Mac finding Lev and Yannick. The last one's upstairs. It's Bocho. We've seen the man play before. We've seen what he's capable of. Can he do it one more time? Pistols out. He's going to flash himself though, and Ollie is going to take him down to put MVG UK on match point.
It's just this aggression again from the defense. We saw a very interesting dynamic once those first 2 kills came out. The defense chose to get very aggressive, and in fact it almost seemed like they swapped sides with the attack. They gave the attackers karaoke and Geisha, but then they were quick to flank them back from drum, and that can again partly be down to drones. They didn't seem to notice the re-engage was coming, and that completely sealed the round for MVG Germany. They once again suffer on this attack, and now they're facing down map point, potential for a 3rd map of Cafe.
I mean, I think this series has to go one of 2 ways, and I think it has to go to Cafe purely because it's I mean, it's the battle of the brand, isn't it? Which roster is the best? It has to be a banger.
Yeah, and with how the sort of similarities of Cafe and Sky in terms of that vertical play, you're kind of maybe beginning to edge out in favour of MVG UK here. Didn't have the best performance in Oregon, but a real bounce back here. That break served wonders for their mental, wonders for their team play. They've become invigorated. Even Ollie having a bit of a bounce back on this map. Much better performance here, and even though Ollie isn't putting up great numbers, Caesar is there to pick up that potential dead weight. Everyone is at least putting up some numbers on the scoreboard. Even Rob going 5 and 5, the lowest amount of kills on his team, still going even. It shows it's a real team effort for MVG UK here, and Germany just don't have a real response to it.
Yeah, I mean, MVG Germany are very much struggling against this side of MVG UK, and I think it's just a case of it's once again drone work. I think it comes down to. It was a lot better last round, but nonetheless it can be a lot better. Jinky does take a lot of damage. Not sure who that was from or when that was. I believe it might have been from a cheeky little run out. We've seen him do it once or twice, but they are going to try and punish him to do it for doing it again. MVG UK, though, looking to give up a lot of map control. Something you need to be able to defend Skyscraper properly.
Yeah, and another thing with Sky not being the oldest map is there are still teams that just aren't comfortable attacking this, and well, perhaps from scrims, MVG UK have identified this is a particular weak point for MVG Germany. Obviously, as we continue to harp on about, this is brand warfare. These teams know each other probably like the back of their own hands, but one team is clearly just more adept at playing this map than the other. MVG UK have looked great on their defenses and still were putting up good numbers on their attack. Ollie going for a very slow flank, just trying to find that air jab, but taken out. But Caesar, man of the hour, gets his 14th on the map. Potential for a 15th.
I'm really disappointed Ollie didn't get that flank, because that would have been absolutely amazing if he did. That would have been at least 2 kills. I'm really disappointed. But yes, Caesar, the man of the hour, he finds 2 to get his 15th, 15 and 3. Does he find one more, though? There's a potential. But Rob, he finds one more. And then it's Caesar to find 1. Can he finish it with a 4K to close out the map? And it's Ollie to steal it, to kill Yannick, to close out the map for MVG UK. 1-1, we're off to CAF.
Yeah, I can't even notice that was the end of the map, because it was just such a by-the-numbers round for MVG UK. They've been so dominant on Sky and going into Cafe. Surely a morale boost. Caesar ending that map, 16 kills and only 3 deaths as well. Really putting in the work for his team. Incredible job from him. And well, we've officially got a series on our hands. Cafe coming up, 3rd map to end this brand warfare. We'll see you right after the break.
Hello and welcome back to ESA Cup, where we are here with MVG Germany and MVG UK facing off. We're on to map 3, on to Cafe. So what are we thinking of Cafe?
Well, I think momentum-wise, it certainly favours MVG UK. They had a bad first map of Oregon, but going into Sky, they were really on top of things. They had good team play, good individual plays as well. Caesar going absolutely crazy, 16 kills, I believe, by the end of that map. Incredible performance from him. So if he keeps that momentum going, we could very easily see Cafe significantly favouring MVG UK. But
Most definitely.
Germany, you know, we can't count them out of it yet. Incredibly dominant performance. Map 1, they could still come back. We've had a break, time to cool off, cool down, get back into the zone. And, well, I think we could see a very close map.
Yeah, well, let's not worry about what it could be or what might happen. Let's see what happens just now. Ban phase end, what are we thinking?
Gotta be that Nook and Monty taken off the board, I think. Monty, they've not wanted to play with that operator in at all. They just don't like the way, the freedom it gives the attack, the intel it provides. So, and Nook as well provided wonders on Skyscraper, that ban. It meant the defense had to be a lot less cautious, and we did see Nook get quite a bit of value on Oregon, but Ying, in fact, taken off the board, perhaps aiming at stopping those fast sort of executes through the skylight, perhaps on the kitchen. But I still very much think we're going to be seeing Monty banned here, and perhaps the Solus as well. Those same two operators banned by the side of MVG UK, I believe, just not wanting to play with them. So
Yeah,
we'll
I mean,
see right now.
I can understand a Ying ban,
Yes.
and obviously most definitely a Monty ban, because obviously you don't want a Ying and Monty dropping on your red and new bout hatches, do you? Because that's just what you call a bad day. Um,
Yeah.
but
It's got to
I
be
can
a Solus
understand this. I
ban.
mean, I'm thinking we should see an Azami ban coming out, but I'm not too sure what we're going to see here. And it's a Solus again, understandable. Um, Yeah, I think this last man should be an Azami because of how overpowered she can be, especially when you're on the top floor. She is very OP when you play her in piano, when have the keeper barriers, and you can then play Pixel basically without having to worry about anything. Um, Nonetheless, though, MVG UK Germany starting on the defense and MVG UK starting on the attack. This is final map. This map decides which one of the MVGs go home and which one advances to the semi-finals of the lower bracket.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing kitchen service first site being picked here. The castle being brought to cut off those angles, provide a little bit more safety for these off-site players to really hold down their position. We're likely going to potentially see a bakery extension here, although with both those walls getting reinforced, they could potentially just be going for pure safety and installing and bunkering there. Viega and Wamai as well playing into that bunker playstyle. A lot of utility burn there. Smoke playing VIP to cut off that back angle. It's looking like quite your standard bakery defensive.
Most definitely quite a standard, very much a standard defense. I mean, there's not really much more to comment here, really, is there? As I say, it's a standard defense. I mean, you can't really get more standard than this. But none of the red walls are reinforced, and there's no head holes on them, which isn't very standard. It's actually very strange.
Just
They
happened
should,
now, I
yeah, there we
believe.
go. They're getting reinforced
Double
right now. No head
reinforced
holes.
though.
Yeah, no head holes. So maybe looking like they're going to give up the sort of whiskey side and not really give much or not really contest much on the sort of coat and small bacon. They're ready to try and play to sight or even play on quite a heavy roam. Although they have brought the jackal, which would quite quickly shut down that roam, but Caesar already on top of red. Hasn't really been droned down too much. He's just dropped the hatch straight away. Drone's going out, droning freezer. No one's playing top floor, and Rob is also now in train, going to be looking towards fireplace. MVG UK then taking map control very quickly and are looking to just try and not even really rush, just try and go as fast as possible to catch the German side off guard.
Yeah, and Rob finding immense use from that gadget, just being able to quickly see that there's no other roaming presence up on this top floor. That massively increases the pace of this attack because they can be a lot more comfortable here knowing that they won't be flanked. That allows Caesar to instantly start ripping up the floor, and the hatch elsewhere gets destroyed. Butcher in a bad position, not aware of the angles on him. A free kill for Rob. No damage dealt to him at all in response, and that's a good opening for the attack here. 4 versus 5 in favour of them, and they have all of this time to work with. Control fully established on the first floor. They can just start picking apart this defense.
I'm not gonna lie, I've got a feeling. When you just have that, the caster feeling. Oh, how has Yamik been allowed to walk up? Ollie take it down. Anyway, Yamik with a second. You know what? I'm just gonna put my feeling aside for a second. Well, Yamik's here popping off. MVG Germany have taken down this attacking side of UK, but Caesar dragging them back into this claw, and back one more is aware of where the castle is, and Gray is going to go out to try and stop it. But Jinky finding one more to restore the man advantage. But Caesar with an incredible shot, finding one more, puts it to 2 versus 1, is aware now of the Jaeger playing on the hatch. He's going to try and drop a Caesar, closing out the rounds.
2v4 clutch coming in.
Right, anyway, my feeling, we have seen a critical round, a critical performance from every single player on MVG UK, other than Rob. I've got a feeling this is Rob's time to shine.
It may well be, but it was Caesar and Jinky that previous round clawing back from that 2 versus 4. scoreline on the body count even, they were just incredible at isolating those 1v1 picks, and
Most
you can kind
definitely.
of put that down to some whiffed shots, particularly from the Castle and Yannick on that Jaeger, missing those crucial shots that would have shut down the round for sure in favor of the defense, but these 1v1s, they were taken well. The man advantage not really being utilised by the defense, which allowed the attack to get back into that round. And it was a great three-piece from Caesar marching in. A good kill from Jinky as well. That was also all down to Rob, as you were saying, getting that opening, getting that control so early. It allowed the attack so much freedom, so much time to slow down a bit, get these angles open, put pressure on the site, and even when the bodies began to drop, they still had that pressure remaining, and it allowed them to really just pick apart the defenders.
Most definitely. Wow, well, very, very good, good clutch up from Caesar and Jinky, and they are really, really setting the tone for this map. They are showing us that they are here to knock out their brothers in arms, to send them back to Germany.
Yeah, and it's got to be a heated rivalry here, a heated matchup. Both these teams vying for that supremacy, and it's looked very even.
My thing is, right, so you have matches like this, and you will most definitely always have one member of like the upper staff, the sort of senior staff of the org watching the match. Who do they support? Who do they favour? That's my question.
Well, I was reckoning. Do you think the winning team gets a pay rise from the overall group? I think that's why it's become so close, because there's money on the line here.
Maybe that's a very good point, actually.
but yeah, either way,
you get a pay rise. That is actually an amazing concept.
Very similar attack here. Rob finding a more use on that Jackal again, just seeing that this top four is clear, but he's misdroned Yannick. The drop from Jinky just slams him down. Slam dunk from Red Hat, takes him off the board. And that was the real hero of last round.
One thing I've noticed, they've kind of switched Ollie and Rob around, and I know they're playing, you know, completely separate operators, but I'm finding Ollie is playing a lot more aggressive. And look, Ollie is no, sorry, Rob is playing a lot more aggressive. Ollie not even in the building yet. Obviously, he can't because of the shield, but he's just playing a lot more aggressive. And I'm saying this. Rob is going to be walking down white, going to be looking to maybe contest that shield. Is in the best way possible. Does have a smoke. Is going to throw it. Going to be blocking the line of sight. Flash is also going out. Completely now blocking the line of sight onto that smoke. One smoke canister out, and only one more left. Ollie is going to be tanking it though. Is going to be looking to maybe try and just try and contest and maybe try and get this one kill. However, he's playing very, very close with a shotgun. This might not end well. This is a complete standoff. Is drone does swing. Ollie finds him and does put him out of the picture. Vertical is now being played, and now it's not really looking good for NVG UK. They are now opening up through his wall. They are making the vertical holes, and now going to be trying to flush out anyone that's playing vertically. And as in sneaky little positions, but we're saying this, and Ollie falls, but Jinky does play a playing very close to find the refrag, puts it to a 4 versus 2. Is playing close with a shotgun. Botcho does find one. We've seen him play close on this with a shotgun before, and he finds a second. That's Rob and Jinky off of the board, but Mac does drop, and it's all up to Mac and Caesar. Once again, the one of the two that has clutched in the previous round is now in a position to have to clutch again. The plan's going to be going down, and Caesar clutches one more time. The man of the hour, the man of the match, does it once more.
And the real problem there for that defense was their own utility. The castle barricade and that white door going towards bar completely and just annihilated any opportunity for Duet to get a trade, play that 2 versus 1 on the player of Ollie. So Ollie was allowed to just linger there, wait for his opportunity to get a kill with no pressure coming after him. He only had a single angle to watch, and he watched that to perfection, took down Zello on that smoke. It was a bad piece of utility, really cost him the match, and I'm sure from a lot of people's personal experience, Castle can either make or break a round based on those positions, and really just broke that round for the defense and put them in a very bad situation once the smoke player goes down.
Yeah, I mean the kill on the smoke player was critical. He still had one toxic canister in his back pocket. He wasn't used. He used 2 of the 3, and you know, personally for me, once you've used all 3, you should kind of be using him as a bit more of a fragging operator, because I mean he's kind of useless. second, he's lost all three. He played way too aggressive for my liking. It's kind of that was kind of the downfall of the German side. Nonetheless, though, going to top floor then, cocktail and bar.
Yeah, and this is a site that plays drastically differently from really any site we've seen before. The Skylight adds a whole new dimension to this attack because it allows the attack to just get this sweeping cutoff angle. An insane amount of land is virtually unplayable for the defense here due to those Skylight angles. They really have to play off-site, playing these angles to stop the attack from getting in because they just can't risk peeking this entire bar room due to that Skylight. And we're seeing the attack immediately make use of that. 3 or 4 players on that roof, Ollie meanwhile below, taking a bit of advantage of this chaos caused by the Skylight. There is one player in library, it's Yannick. He's had a decent match in series so far, and he retreats to white but is cut down by Ollie. 4 versus 5, another opening pick, straying the way of MVG UK.
MVG UK really just they have picked up in the last 2 maps they played. It was looking a bit closer than what it is when they played Sky, but now it's just they are completely dominating the German side. Grenade being pulled by Ollie, does go up, does go out, and does just mistime it, but also now is going to be using the second one, and also then doesn't find anyone with it. Caesar though, he's already in the building. He was in ticket, or was in a ticket position, does move off, but Ollie finds himself taken out by Zello. Man advantage restored. Sorry.
I was just saying, very good pick from Meat there because Ollie, with that floor open, could deny the mirror window, but with no pressure below, it does allow that position to be retaken. Rob, however, this player you were really looking at going into this map, gets his second. Decent performance so far, but doesn't notice Zello. Caesar going down as well. It becomes a 3 versus 2 in favour of MVG Germany.
This is a very good matchup. Caesar down but not out just yet. Is safe in cigar shop. Well, not really safe, but Zello, this could be devastating. He is on the new back. He does have a shotgun out, and he is going to try and swing. He does take down Caesar, does finish him off, isn't aware of the other player on cigar, does try and get the flick, and now this is a dangerous position. Bocho does find one more, but Mac, he gets the knife. What happened there? 29 seconds left, pistols out, he does find one more. Mac, we haven't seen much of you in this matchup so far, but can we see it now? Yodaping is going out, they have a drone. Surely he clutches this 1v3, they know exactly where he is and what he's trying to do. Well, Yellowping's still coming out, still having a drone. He's going out, they are aware of him going to Nubak, but only 10 seconds left on the clock. This might not end well for him. What can he do?
There's no diffuser here.
There's no time. He is going to have to swing, and it's not going to happen.
Zello does get the kill.
That's unfortunate for Matt.
If he had diffuser there, I could really see him winning that. He had sight control, intel on the other player, but without that extra win condition, he had to go for kills, and with the time and the angles playing against him, Zello clutches out that 1 versus 1, but much closer than it initially seemed.
This matchup is getting closer and closer every time, and it's edge of my seat every time, and I'm getting really excited every time. It's really good.
Yeah, they're putting on a series with such a fun little matchup conceptually. MVG versus MVG, Survivor Series, Battle of the Brands, whatever you want to call it. It's certainly great on paper, so to see it this good in action, it's a nice surprise when some of these series that people hype up can often just sort of be very one-sided squash matches, but not this. These teams blow for blow. Either team still very much in it based on previous performance and performance in this map. We are seeing a couple of star players really filtering up to the top. Caesar, Bocho come to mind, but everyone has really kind of been pulling their weight throughout these maps.
Yeah, they really have been pulling their weight, and it's each player has had their individual brilliance. You know, Caesar and Yannick having the games of their lives. They have performed exceptionally well, and it's just head-to-head every single time, and it is just amazing to watch.
Yeah, and just incredibly played from these players. Yannick maybe not having as good a performance so far, but with the performances he's put up in the previous rounds, you kind of expect others to pull in the work. Caesar, though, getting very aggressive on this rappel, trying to just nullify this position of Levercook and forcing him to make a swing that doesn't favour him. But there is another player here ready for the trade. It's Duet. 1 and 3 currently, could really find impact in Caesar. He just chooses to completely avoid that setup, doesn't want to risk the pick. And we enter a little bit of tranquility as the attack are just feeling out this defender setup.
Yeah, well, defending side playing very, very extended and a very heavy, like, top floor roam. Also, they have to, considering they are in reading. This can be such an easy and such a free kill from Ollie if he just, honestly, if he just over aggressive and swings. What's happened here? Rob finds himself taken down. I'm not quite sure what's happened here, but Ollie, he gets the refrag. He finds one to restore the man advantage. I mean, I'm still so confused, but Caesar with a great kill. Bobocho finding himself down, but not out just yet. He's going to find himself killed, but Ollie finds 2. He finds himself with a triple. Can he find the 4? We've seen so many people get 4Ks in this matchup, but no ace yet. He goes for the 1-tap. He tries to recreate it. He tries to recreate what Yannick did in map 1 all those times ago. Isn't allowed the 4K, but does. Caesar does claim it and close out the map.
Yeah, just the man advantage being leveraged once again. You know, we have Ollie go for that swing, but even if he doesn't get it, Caesar immediately with that vertical pressure, getting that trade, really good. It was a sloppy round. We saw some questionable kills, the drop from Rob, not paying out, and Ollie kind of whiffing a few shots, but he made up for it with those 2 extra kills. But when all the dust settles, it is firmly MVG UK on top with 3 rounds on this attack. Cafe traditionally going towards the defending site, so getting an even half already can be considered a success for MVG UK. They can just continue this performance going on their defense. They are set to win the MVG derby.
This is really. I keep saying it. This is a really good matchup, and I mean, it is disappointing that this map decides who gets sent home.
Yeah.
Obviously in the lower bracket finals. I mean, at the moment, it's got to be the UK team to win it. It's got to be the UK side of MVG to win this, because at this rate, they're going to. We're 3-1 up. We're going to potentially see a 5-1 split. We are, we're getting to the point where if MVG Germany can't, regain any momentum in any way, shape, or form, then they're kind of out of the count here. We did see a spawn peak coming out from Zello. Didn't just find him. We are going to see a blitz rush. We do love a blitz rush now and again. Love finding one, but Yannick also finding one as well. Rob coming extremely weak. I mean, I'm saying it. They need to find something to make it work, and it's all up to Caesar. In a 1 versus 3, the man to clutch it would be Caesar. Oh. Does find one with the pistol kill. Goes for a 1v2. Is going to be reloading and is in a bit of an open position. That was very, very risky. Isn't aware of the Mozzie playing Harry Potter. This could be a swing and a miss for Caesar.
Yes,
moves back on. Too close for comfort. C4 going out. He does hear a rip. I'm not quite sure what MVG UK were attempting. But I mean, whatever they were attempting, it didn't work. Let's see, in a 1v2, but love to close it out and making me extremely dizzy at the same time.
Yeah, that's the second time in this series we've seen these attacking teams that already stack up incredibly well, have done an incredibly good job dismantling these defensive setups, choose to sort of waste a round going for a rush that they don't need to. And it was a full-on rush setup. They had the Finker, the Lion, the Blitz, all of these very
Can I be honest with you? There's only I was just looking at the replay. There was only one thing that made that rush fail. It was the barbed wire. The one singular lone barbed wire that was on the bakery door failed that entire rush. And that just shows how critical bringing barbed wire now and again can be, but I mean, I'm kind of sad.
If they used the ash charge, you could have destroyed both of those in one ash charge, the barricade and the barbed wire, but they go for the gun, preserving health, and they just get slowed down.
I won't lie. I'm also kind of sad barbed wire stopped it, because I thought it would have been a really good rush.
It was looking it. I get
the one I installed, they had zero clue what was going on.
Yeah, I get the thought process of, okay, we've already hammered them playing slow, let's play really fast, just try and get advantage of this. Bait them into going for a very long roam setup to try and slow us down, when in reality we just hit sight, do something different, but something that risky when everything's on the line here, map 3. Sure, it's commendable, but it's also a little bit silly, I think. You're already winning the game playing normally. Just keep that up, you're surely going to put up rounds still. There's still the chance for a 4-2 here, but kind of sacrifice a little bit of your momentum with that rush.
Yeah, well, unless it was just you know, as we said, there's gonna be those moments where we question what the hell is happening, because it is obviously the sort of the battle of the brands, the derby, the whatever you want to call it now. We've come up with like 50 different names for it now. And you know,
like Survivor Series, but that's going to get us in legal trouble if we say that. So,
I think there is going to be moments where we've seen it once every single map. There's just been moments where we go, what has happened there? But I think it's just because it's just the nature of these teams. They're both under the same org, and I think there's got to be a bit of an element of fun, or else it gets sour between them in the org. That's exactly what both teams have done. They've made it interesting and not just playing Siege, and that sounds really stupid because you're playing a league, but I'm going to shut up.
What is happening here? Oh,
I'm going to shut up as Ollie almost killed Quattro. It doesn't quite get there. Yannick finds one, but also so does Matt. In a 4 versus 3 now, and a 4 versus 2. A 3 versus 2, sorry, it's all kicking off. Caesar, I mean, the man is, I'm pretty sure, getting a kill at least once around now, has also picked up one as well. Matt is going to be looking to try and get one. Very, very nice shot from Jinky onto Botcho. The man that was just down is got himself picked back up and is now completely down from the count. This time, Lev is now the only one left on the ward and still very capable of clutching, though. This 1 versus 3 is going to be pushing. I think that is in ticket now. It's going to move back to red, going into Scar's shop. And now to Nubauk.
That pillar camera hacked by the Brava. Surely going to see Labe go for this Nubauk push. Some damage is exchanged. He manages to escape back to the shop. Caesar not too happy with that, giving a bit of a rage spin there as he gets more aggressive, eager for this kill. But Labe's looking, he's just playing his angles. He knows it's already lost. No time. Just wants to perhaps get a closing kill. Max with the team kill and Caesar with the super shorty. Wow, what a round from MVG UK.
Well, off a 4-2 split for MVG UK. Onto the attack now. What were we expecting?
Well, I mean, going on their defense, if they can really just keep this aggressive momentum going, this fast-paced siege, I mean, MVG Germany just haven't been able to really respond to it that well. So they keep this going when there's arguably more favoured side. Just get in their face, don't give them map control. They would still likely be winning these rounds quite convincingly. I've certainly seen nothing to really convince me otherwise that MVG UK won't just sort of run away with this 4-2 half on their attack. And now, as we've said, we've kept harping on, defense is more favoured than the attack here. They should be putting up even more rounds. Obviously, they can only get a 3-3 half at best because of how well they did in that first half. You know, there's no room for this 5-1 defensive half because that's just not how fast. That's not how far the match goes. The map goes. They are constrained by their own success here. So I think it's very likely we do see these 3 defensive wins and MVG UK taking this in quite speedy fashion.
Yeah, well, we've seen MVG UK, you know, what they're capable of on the defense, and we've seen it. I mean, we saw it in Skyscraper. They're a very, very strong team on defense. And it's going to be interesting to see because, you know, Skyscraper and CAF have to be kind of similarly, can never say that, similarly played because of how obviously vertically capable, how vertical the maps are. So it's going to be interesting. Ollie takes a lot of damage from a small
see him.
You can see him, but
He wasn't just paying attention to the bottom of his screen. You can see a slight pixel of the Habana. It's a slight change of colour on that window, and Ollie, he doesn't spot it, gets taken down. Very aggressive from him. GER finds that opening pick on the hard breach. Most importantly, keeps himself alive for this further execute. Caesar very aggressive, peeking that hatch shot of SMG-11 in hand, but he could go unnoticed by the Nook, but he gets the opening barrage, but Leverkusen just wins it with that headshot. 5 versus 3 now. MVG Germany expertly dispatching of this aggression.
Leb is very lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
You know, one bullet miss and I was Leb gone. However, MVG UK are throwing this back. Rob is the catalyst. I was saying before in the start of this match, we haven't seen too much of him, and he's still yet to have his time to shine. But I think that time is now. He picks up 2 to restore the man advantage. Now it's Lub, who's also very, very weak. Can be a free kill for Rob if he lands a shot.
Still one player outside here as well. Not a lot of pressure onto the site as Jinky wants to get very aggressive, I believe. Perhaps looking for a run out or at least a peek onto that south rappel. He won't be given anything, and now he has to scramble back up to the site. But I think he might just pass by Leverkusen, neither player knowing of this rotate here. So we have the Nook, still nades in hand, but Max through the vertical angle shuts him down, and that was really the lifeline for the attack gone. They're going to have to push into this oppressive crossfire, mirror windows being used. 3 versus 2 for the defense, and only 30 seconds remaining. A play has to be made here from these two attackers.
But it's definitely Rob is in freezer, moved off the mirror window to play a bit more aggressive. They are gonna pinch the Valkyrie, and now it's all up the bot show as Zello does get himself taken down. Could this be Rob's 3K as well? I mean, I'm hoping for his time and free fires go out, and he is going to swing, and Rob takes it. That was Rob's time, and that was, I mean, MVG UK won the round because of Rob there, let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. See, us casters, we aren't wrong all the time. Sometimes a little nugget of insight there pays off, and Rob, he really did even out that round for them. That beautiful kill on the rappel, his second of the round, evening out that man count. Just really bringing MVG UK back into it and extending that lead even further, 5 versus 2. But it wasn't necessarily as compelling a defense as you'd maybe expect coming off that first half. There were still very obvious flaws, the aggression being punished by MVG Germany. So there's going to have to be a bit of a rethink to their strategy going in here, because they can't just get away with playing as aggressive as they were on the attack.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They can't get away with playing as aggressive. They do need to tone it back a little bit. I mean, MVG UK now only 2 rounds away from, you know, securing their spot in the semi-finals and knocking their brothers in arms home, out and sending them home. Sorry, but I mean, also, I hate to be that guy, but you know, obviously we're saying can't be as aggressive as you were on the attack. But I mean, it's clearly working. You know, you don't fix something if it ain't broke. So. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue playing this aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, it was a double-edged sword. Obviously, it netted those 2 early losses, but Rob, he takes the initiative, got those 2 picks, evening it out. It's really just going to be a case of employing that aggression at the right time, and with Caesar on this red stairs, he's likely going to want to get aggressive, but punish yet again. Butcher this time. Ollie, potentially a run out or at least a peek outside, gets the kill to Leverkusen with the Nook down. 1 set of nades. You still have Yannick with that destruction. Ollie potentially wanting to go for some kind of run out here, doesn't have the health to tank an impact.
This could end badly.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. A Nitro Cell goes out, deals no damage. Breaching charge kill could have potentially occurred if it was detonated sooner. Ollie and Rob quite lucky there. Zello has retaken this rappel position on the north side, wanting to cut off, prevent any of these defenders from feeling that comfortable top white.
Oh, I was kind of really hoping for a run out, I won't lie. But, yeah. I mean, we are going to see it at the moment. We might see it further down the line, but not as it stands. Duet is going to be looking into white. Isn't going to find anyone other than his teammate who was on the white window. Butcher, though, he did find one previously, but he is going to be looking to find another. Is aware of one playing in Cocktail, and as I said, like Rob, he finds one. I mean, he's really now starting to pick up the pace as Yannick does rappel onto heaven, and he does get himself taken down. But Butcher, he finds one more. That is Ollie off the table, out of the picture. Goodbye. Now it's a 2 versus 3 for MVG Germany. Gonna probably be struggling here to maybe call that as man advantage. You know, it isn't impossible, but I mean, they are struggling when they're out of deficit. And as I said, that Rob, he finds one more. Can he get a second 3K, sorry. Second 3K in one round. He does. Rob is just, he's waking up.
Yeah, another lights out performance from Rob that round. The flank was risky, but it pays off well. He retakes that control, notices a lack of intel from the attack, and it brings his team onto match point here. But I think we're also ignoring Caesar here on another just blinding performance on this map. You reach double digits within 7 rounds yet again. Incredible play here, but even when Caesar's having these quiet rounds, it's nice to see these other players like Rob stepping up, filling that void. This team is certainly not a one-trick pony. They've got plenty of different avenues to win rounds. Rob nearing those double digits. And even the players like Max Agami and Jinky, 6 kills is nothing to scoff at here. Very well done here, especially with the low amount of deaths from the 2 SAS operators. Only 4 deaths on each of them. Incredibly well done. It shows that valuing their life and the value that brings. They're doing well with these man count situations, because it's a lot of players don't realize that just being alive provides so much to your team. Getting kills are great, seeing your little number on your scoreboard go up, but the pressure, the anxiety you apply to the attack by just being there, standing with a gun in hand, can be just invaluable, especially when it comes to late round executes.
As much as skill is obviously a part, it is also quite heavily mental. And as you're saying, you know, just standing there with a gun is an immense amount of pressure, especially in the competitive scene. But anyway, 1 round away from potentially MVG UK, and it is going to be a rush, and Caesar does take a lot of damage. This could be it. Blitz does get himself taken down by Mackie. He's going to swing, prep, and Yank does take a lot of damage as well. And he does find himself falling to Ollie. Now it's a 5 versus 3. I mean, there's not really much more you can do playing behind the shield now. Lev is going to have to just try and clear this out, and IQ is also going to push in, but Duet does take down Jinky. It is just not a position you want to be in now for MVG UK. But I mean, they're pulling it back, they're clawing it back with Duet finding his second of the round. Love still is just struggling. He is going to have to just try and clear it out, but 2 come out. Ollie takes down 2. Can he get the 4th? And MVG UK secure their spot in the semi-finals, knocking their brothers in arms home or out.
And I mean, as much as we want to focus on this overall series, just focus on that last round. MVG Germany trying to steal that rush from MVG UK, and it just doesn't work out. The UK team realize exactly how to deal with it. They get those 2 opening kills, and well, they proved themselves to be the better Molotov gang team. Commiserations to MVG Germany, out of the tournament now. A great run through that upper bracket, but eventually falling down to minions, falling again to their brothers of MVG UK, ending that run in this ESA Cup Season 5. But they had a great performance, and more importantly, congratulations to MVG UK. You've beaten off your opponent, a very personal opponent, and you're that much closer towards getting that cash prize, getting to the finals, and getting the prestige that it brings that podium position.
And maybe they got that pay rise.
Maybe they got the elusive pay rise that we have no confirmation of, but we're just gonna keep thinking that anyway. The best team, the better team won at the end of the day. The better MVG team won, and well, if we could just get a look at the bracket perhaps here. I'm not sure if it'll be updated for this result, but we should still be able to use our thinking heads. Use our thinking heads to see what this next matchup will be as we go into these lower bracket semis. It will be Nightwolf
Esports
versus MVG UK, I believe, or unless is it that matchup production? I'm not sure if like a team has dropped down. Nope, yep, it is. Lower bracket semi-final will be Nightwolf Esports versus MVG UK, and that will be a matchup you don't want to miss. May 8th. Good one. May 8th, I believe. Yep, next Monday, so only a matter of days to see that, and the winner of that, of course, will go on to face Minions to get that 3rd place and get that cash prize, importantly. So you don't want to miss the remaining of the ESA Cup. It's really heating up now as we enter that finals week. I've been Poobal, been joined by Velocity. Thanks for watching, and have a good evening.